So I'm a little late on this one. This is a new series, Penguin, written by Tom King, and so because it's Tom King, I decided to give it a try. And part of the Dawn of DC. So there's basically two things. Well, okay, so it starts off that Batman and the Penguin are in his bat plane and they're sinking, and apparently he is badly hurt, but so is Penguin, and they are dying. And then we move a year back, 1 year earlier. So we'll have to return to that. And so there's the Penguin. And the first thing I noticed was he does not look like the Penguin. He just kind of looks like a normal guy. And so that's a little off-putting for me. It's a little strange. And there's a couple things in here. The first is that apparently people are terrified of the Penguin, absolutely terrified. And he goes by Oswald Cobblepot, not as the Penguin. And so his tailor here is he just says something about that the Penguin has lost some weight. By the way, I am not avoiding spoilers, just to always remind people. He's lost some weight and looks great, and then all of a sudden occurs to him that Oswald could be offended by that, and he just goes, oh, he just gets scared to death. Please, 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 I'm so sorry. So people are terrified of him. And in another scene, the police are trying to just kind of, I guess, feel him out. So they send a big police officer in there just to kind of try to start a fight with him or insult him. And so he just keeps his cool. And a couple things. One of the reasons I don't collect too many comics that are clearly in continuity is I just can't keep track of stuff. And so a lot of things in here are a bit surprising. At one point, he mentions that Lex Luthor is dead. I don't know. Is that true? I have no idea. But here, apparently, he's moved to Metropolis. He's moved from Gotham to Metropolis. And so this cop here is just trying to, and he doesn't know the guy's a cop, just trying to rile him up. And he keeps his cool. But apparently, despite the fact that he is clearly much bigger, stronger, younger, he is so scared that one of the other cops, a female cop, could see that he peed himself because he is so terrified of Oswald Cobblepot. And here we get a little view of his domestic life and his wife, who is clearly significantly taller because he's quite short. And he's just being a nice guy, apparently, seemingly. Although she does seem to be scared that he could get angry. So again, he owns a bird shop, and some guy comes in. The guy's a jackass, but as always, he seems to keep his cool, even in the face of insults and threats. And then this cop comes in, which again, since I don't know continuity, I don't know who she is. Apparently, she appeared in a storyline that I've never read before, got shot in the eye, and that's why she's got one eye closed and a scar. And so, and there's Amanda Waller. And so he's kept in there for days, weeks, quite a while. More than a week, it says. And just the food is brought in, and he's forced to go to the bathroom in a bucket. And but apparently he just plays along with it. And so she comes in, and she basically says, you're going to move back to Gotham. You're going to reconstitute your crime syndicate, and you're going to work for us. You're going to work for the government. And so this is kind of a plot. I'm not going to say it was stolen from Alan Moore and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, because he might have taken that from somewhere else. But it is a concept out there where the government basically takes over a criminal organization. So it's a weird concept, but it's not a new idea, but it's interesting. And so she, although she looks very confident and sounds very confident, even she inside is very scared because apparently the Penguin will just bite your face off if the thought occurs to him. And so but apparently because of what happened to her, she doesn't really care about what happens to her, or seemingly. And so we finally, at this point, get the one moment where we see the violence of Oswald Cobblepot, and that's when he goes back to the tailor, and the tailor's like, "Oh, I got your suit. Don't worry, you don't have to pay for it." And he just, I guess, pummels him with the umbrella. I don't know if he kills him. Probably. I also have issue 2, and one of the interesting things is he will have the dialogue for someone. And so generally, if somebody has their internal dialogue, you expect that they've lived through the encounter, but not always in this case. So these might be his last words, but it does not spell out whether he died or not. And so then we go back to the prologue, and I guess we're going to have to find out more later. So I thought it was good. I didn't like the fact that he just looks like an average guy in here, but I think it's interesting. I think it's an interesting enough start that I bought issue 2, and issue 2 so far is quite interesting. So I'm going to give this a thumbs up, and we'll see where it goes. I'm interested, but I may not stick with it. We'll see how long. I generally like Tom King's maxi series because there's a start, there's an end, and this, I believe, is a continuing series and not a maxi series. So we'll see how this does, how long it lasts. But that's Penguin #1 by Tom King.